Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have an excellent game to share with you from the 2024 Tata Steel India Rapid and Blitz. This is a Blitz game. On the white ends, Magnus Carlsen, playing against Praggnanandhaa. Time controls 3+2. Carlsen won this Blitz event, scoring 13 out of 18. And the ending with this one I imagine you'll eventually see in a tactics book. A very nice tactical idea to finish this one off. The opening, Caro-Kann Defense, and with the D3, this is the Endgame Offer. If black wants to go into an ending, you capture on e4 and exchange queens. Praggnanandhaa says, no thanks, let's keep the queens on. Throw your knight in a pin. This pinning piece immediately questioned, and now queen e2. A bit of an awkward move here, obstructing the light square bishop. Before making a move like this, you should really have an idea how you're going to complete development in a smooth way. Carlsen's focus here will be on completing queenside development, and there will simply be a lag with the light square bishop's development. We continue with e6, g4, and now this idea to trap the bishop. How to react to this threat? In the game, we have the capture on e4, and only then h5. A question: why not first play h5? Well, let's see. First of all, this is the computer suggestion. However, at the end of this line I'm about to share with you, it's, for a human, not very attractive. In response to h5, here's how white could continue. Knight e5, save the bishop, and now this idea of g5 and g6 as a pawn sacrifice. At the end of this pawn sacrifice line, there are significant gaps in black's camp and a bishop that is not having a good day. All right, how are things different by first including this capture on e4 and only now playing h5? Well, without the d pawns around, without black having a d5 pawn, knight e5 in this case could now be met with queen a5 check, and there goes the knight. So this bishop is now a bit more secure, we might say, by first including these captures. Follow-up is g5, and from here black places an emphasis on queenside development. Knight d7, queen c7. An arrangement the computer is a fan of here is bishop d6 and knight to e7. Bishop d6 first, with an idea to prevent an active bishop post, bishop f4. Yeah, it's looking at this one, knight e7 and kingside castles. Okay, black goes with knight d7 in this one. Knight b to d2 is the follow-up. Computer is a fan of bishop to f4, watching over that e5 square, cutting out queen development, bishop development. Carlsen has a different setup in mind. He connects knights and now plays b3. From here, black plays knight to e5. He's anticipating this pressure on the diagonal, pressure in particular on this g7 pawn, and he's going to try and maintain control over this e5 square with a piece. We'll see how Carlsen interferes with this idea soon enough. Computer is a fan of c5 in this position with a quick king-knight transfer to the c6 square, followed by queenside castles, keeping this guy around for a bit, controlling that g7 square. Okay, black goes with knight to e5. We're not taking here, inviting the queen to an active post. We continue to develop. Pressure on e5, defensive e5, queenside castles, and knight to e7. So we're at the halfway point of this game, move 13. Pop quiz. How would you continue here? Feel free to pause the video. Okay, Carlsen spent about 30 seconds at this moment. Found the best move, my favorite move of this game, knight e1. Carlsen has space. Let's play with 4 minor pieces on board, not be so quick to exchange knights. And he is gearing up for this f4 idea now. Black continues with queenside castles. We watch over a sensitive g4 square. And the kings get to healthier squares after queenside castles. And from here, black plays knight to c8. Soon, we're going to have this pawn lost in the game. A question I had for myself, why not maybe try and hang on to this point? It's not a fun move to play, but what are we doing exactly if this rook watches over this pawn? Here's a way to make progress as white. You could continue with rook f1, next looking at a quick f4, f5. Now, how would you interfere with this idea as black? If you, let's say, withdraw the knight in this position, opening up the battery towards f4, holding up that move, well, the knight would no longer be around controlling these two squares. Knight d7, you can play knight c4, and then knight d3, supporting f4, and you're ready to play f5 next. What would this look like if f4 was simply allowed? Let's see. f4, f5, it's true, at the end of this line, black is now not down a pawn, but pretty much down a piece. Not the dream home for this light square bishop, completely out of play. Okay, in this one, we end up seeing the g-pawn lost. In this position, it is knight c8, f4, knight is captured, and we capture on g7 here. This guy here is poison. There would be a skewer. So it's bishop takes g7, rook h7, bishop f6, and rook d7. We improve the knight. Material is now balanced, but let's just pause for a moment. Look at the pieces. This guy here has some pressure on e4, but it is conveniently defended. This is not really a well-positioned bishop. This rook is also not doing so good, pretty much out of play with this dark square bishop on a fantastic square. So out of position, knight on its back foot. This is a lost position for black. Knight improves once, twice, and now we have complete control over this only open file. It's a position like this where the difference in rook positions really shows up. We're looking to now enter on the dream 7th rank. What are you supposed to do about this? Black tries to interfere with this. He plays knight d6. Otherwise, this b7 pawn is going to collapse. Knight d6 is the try in this game. And one final pop quiz. How would you continue here? Feel free to pause the video. Okay, Carlsen continues with knight takes knight. And rook captures bishop. And this one goes no further. Black simply resigns. What happens after queen captures rook? We would have back-to-back tactics. Bishop e5, pin, and knight d7 with a fork. The queen is lost. Black, of course, recognizes this and simply throws in the towel after rook captures d6. What'd you think of this one? Feel free, as usual, to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care.